Hello, what is up? My name is Vincent. I'm happy to have you here. If you're a Kakaguri fan like myself, then it is Good News City Central. I don't even know what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of good news, with the exception of one thing. So there's a lot I want to talk to you about. I just kind of combined a bunch of Kakaguri news into one video. So again, welcome. First of all, Kakugiri Twin. If you haven't, I guess I should put it here. So I have this camera here. If you have not heard of Kakegurui Twin, it is a manga for the Kakegurui storyline, except it takes place 1 year earlier than the show with Yumiko or the manga with Yumiko, and this is Mary as a protagonist. Now, if you're kind of lukewarm on Mary, don't worry about it. I think there's a lot to love in this, and it's definitely worth checking out. Mary's a fantastic protagonist. I love a lot that they're doing with their character. They currently have 11 volumes out, and they're still releasing them. I don't know exactly when they'll stop, but it's currently really good, so I definitely recommend it. With that being said, I'm not quite caught up, so if they start messing up something towards the end of that, don't don't be like, you're stupid and you suck, your opinion's awful. I'm not fully caught up, but I'm loving it so far. I don't read a lot of manga, but this is definitely one I've been reading. And speaking of Kakegurui Twin, they announced recently, somewhat recently, that they're doing a Kakegurui Twin anime adaptation, and it will be done by Netflix. Now, some people worry about Netflix stuff because, Netflix kind of has a hit and miss ratio. With that being said, however, Netflix did a great job with Kakaguri with Yumiko, so I think they'll continue doing a good job here. Now they should be keeping the same voice cast for Mary and for any returning characters. When it comes to the Sentai Filmworks dub, which I'm not sure if you've heard about it, I did a video, more of a spoof type video on that. I wanted to say after giving it more of a chance and listening more to the Sentai dub, yeah, no, still not good. They should have, man. And I like Sentai Filmworks. Don't get me wrong. I like Sentai Filmworks. I think they have some awesome dubs. I think they do a good job normally picking out some really, some really like some smaller talent that maybe you haven't heard of before. And really, they're just as good as like bigger voices and bigger names, or they're like close to it. But some of the voices in the redub, I really wish that they could have worked out something to where, we really need the Netflix dubbing on Blu-ray or whatever. We need that released. But that's just my 2 cents on that one. Then we also, last but not least, have these playing cards that my wife got me for Christmas. And what's cool, it's by an Etsy artist named Espresso Shot. Espresso Shot, though. Egg, not espresso. So with that, it's in a nice like poker deck box, and you guys can check this out on Etsy. I want to do like a little review about this because maybe you didn't know about it. Maybe this is something that you'd be interested in. I'm sure the seller and the person who made this is extremely friendly and nice. That's what the reviews say. I wouldn't know because, again, my wife is the one that got these. But as you can tell, fully illustrated. Mary is ace, of course. She's the ace card. You might be wondering, why is that not Yumiko? Well, it's simply because Yumiko is the queen. So, And they wanted to pair off Yumiko and... oh my gosh, cannot believe I'm forgetting her name. But they want to pair off these two as the queen and king. So that makes sense to me, Like... They're sort of the main two like rivals in the series, so they're able to have Ace in there kind of off to the side, but they're all fully illustrated. As far as the card quality goes, normally these types of cards are supposed to be a little bit flimsier because they are just the way the poker decks are styled are meant to be that way. So they're going to be a little bit flimsier than your traditional trading card. With that being said, though, they do have a very nice texture. Like if you open up like a pack of like bicycle poker cards or similar poker cards, it has this sort of like grain texture to it. And normally if I think of grain, I don't think that's a compliment, but I mean this as a compliment. Like it feels like it has like some grit to it, like there's something nice there. And of course the card backs have a cool design to them. Very reminiscent from the show and a very cool pattern. all the cards though are illustrated, and all the aces are going to be Mary, all the queens are going to be Yumiko, etc. So definitely worth checking out. For a poker deck, it's a little bit on the pricier side. I believe it's around $25, and that's not counting shipping. So you're looking at paying a handful more, but as someone who's actually published my own card games, I can say that's a pretty fair price, because for like lower scale, and by lower I don't mean quality, I mean like, you know, someone who's doing this from Etsy and isn't releasing, you know, like thousands, tens of thousands of these card decks, you know, they're way more print on demand based, which anytime that happens for any product, it's going to be more expensive per product made. So 25, given that, is like basically, that's basically what you could expect. It's not like cheaper than what you could expect, and it's not really more expensive than you could expect. It's about what you would think. Whenever I order 1,000 copies of a game that I make, we basically need to sell those at $20, and this print run's probably less than 1,000 copies. Yeah, actually, let me check real quick. Okay, after checking, at the time of the recording of this video, there's like 374 sales, or reviews rather, which doesn't mean that each of those, like, doesn't mean that everyone who bought something left a review. So we could be in the 1,000-ish sales. Now that being said, though, it's still probably all made on demand rather than, you know, bought as 1,000 copies and then sold, because that would be a huge risk for this person to do. It is a bestseller item though that they have, and for good reason. It's really cool. So if you're a big fan of the game, or Kakegurui rather, then you can check this out. It's very thematic for the show. So definitely just wanted to put that out there. I have not been in any talks with this person as of recording this video. I don't know anything about them. I'm not sponsored by them, nothing like that. So just a free little review on that side of things. I thought it was an awesome gift, and so maybe you'll think it's an awesome gift as well. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to jump into our Discord community where we talk about anime and games of all types. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you there. Take care. Stay awesome.
Guess I have no choice. It's time to save the world.